Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Gentlemen's Dialogue. We're here. We're going to do something a little bit different today. We have a special guest in the building, a young man who we just wanted to pick his brain because things are going a little bit different in the world today. And we always want to hear from people. And on this episode, we wanted to hear from, the voices of the younger generation just to get their perspective on things and see what life is like from someone who is just starting off in life, because the world we live in today has changed. A lot of things are different. We have social media, the way that people do things, AI, Chat, GPT. There's a lot of different things that just has completely changed the world we live in. So on this episode, we just wanted to see what life is like from the perspective of, somebody who's just starting off in life, the way the world is today. So I'll let you can go ahead and introduce yourself. You can be anonymous, however you want to, whatever you want to call yourself.
All right. Well, I'm currently 18 right now, about to turn 19. I grew up in Lithonia and moved to Chambly towards the Atlanta area for my high school, and currently this is my first year in college.
Yeah, that's awesome, man, because it's been a while since I've been out of college, but I think that college is it's a huge turning point in people's lives because it's different. And this is your first year in college?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I guess we can start there. So transitioning from high school to college, what's the biggest difference that you've noticed as far as your freedom? Because when I remember when I transitioned from high school to college, it was kind of like a culture shock to me because, being in high school, it's like I had to make sure I got up every morning to catch the bus. And, from a certain time, 7 to 3, I was in school. But, when you're no longer under that time constraint, things can be a little bit different. So what's it been like from you transitioning from, I guess, having a set schedule to, being in college and having a little bit more freedom?
Well, kind of like what you said with the fact that in high school, I have to wake up at 7:30 and wouldn't get out to 3:20. But in college, you get the freedom of picking your schedule, whether or not you want to go in at a certain time or how many classes you want a day. So for me, I realized kind of the definition of freedom. There's really nobody now is going to sit there and hold my hand and be like, okay, you have to be at class at this time or you have to do this at this time. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and I be like, dang, I'm like 15 minutes late to class.
Yeah.
But the fact of freedom now is I can go into class 15 minutes and still be okay and get my education. And if I want to, I can even leave earlier now. But in high school, if I wasn't there at that certain time, I would get in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a big thing too. When I was in college, one thing I noticed is I was late. I would be late to class, and it's like in high school, the teachers would be like, everything would stop and it would be all eyes on you. But in college, it's like you could be a half hour late, and that teacher, they just gonna glance at you and they just gonna keep going with the material. Yep. And you just kind of get in where you fit in, man. So I want to shift it a little bit. So with you being at the age you are in life, your life is just starting and getting on track, especially being Black in America today. If any, do you face any sort of what type of peer pressure do you face? What's it like to go out in the world and live a day in your skin?
Well, I feel like for me, kind of in the area I'm at, I feel like the peer pressure I have is like kind of like the way I have to kind of carry myself and the way I look and act in front of certain people.
Right.
Cause depending on like my hairstyle I have, or like tattoos, or the way I dress, or a car I get, I automatically get looked at a certain way.
Right. Yeah, that perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I may talk a certain way with my friends or something, but when I'm around certain people or professional way, I have to kind of change the way I'm talking or the way I act to not get kind of, how do I say this, kind of like pressured or like pinpointed as something that I'm not.
Yeah, so you don't get stereotyped the wrong way, and they be thinking that, oh, it's another one of those, and it's like, nah, I'm not the negative stereotype that I may look at,
Yep.
Just because your hair might be a certain way or you might dress a certain way, it may give off an impression, but when I open my mouth, you'll see that, you shouldn't always judge a book by the cover.
Yes, sir.
I got you. And so also I wanted to ask, in your life, how does religion play into it? Like, does it matter? Do you follow religion, or is it like, what, I don't subscribe to any of that? Like, what does religion mean to you?
Well, funny part is actually recently I kind of just started getting like strong into my religion, because I've always been around it, but I feel like that's not something that can really be pressed onto you or something that somebody can make you do. I feel like
right.
If it's your time, and depending on who you believe on, like I believe in God, so right. I feel like when it's your time and he wants you and you do realize that you need him, he's going to show up for you. So recently he's been showing up in my life, and I've been trying to be better, not only for myself but kind of for him at the same time.
Oh yeah, I respect that, man. I'm definitely with you on that, because some people look at it from a religious standpoint. Some people call it the universe and being in tune, but definitely from your take, I can definitely rock with you on that. And when you do the right thing, it's like they say, God blesses a child that can hold his own. So, when you are on the right track, he'll definitely look out for you and give you that guidance when you need it, and help you to reach goals and milestones that you want to reach in your life. So that's awesome. And I also wanted to know, and this is, you don't have to, you can answer this any way you see fit, but what's something that you're passionate about and why? It could be anything from your personal life to something you like to do, or some the way you're trying to go. You might be trying to get somewhere, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be specific.
Yeah. So currently right now, of course I'm passionate about, God and trying to just better myself spiritually, but for like personal wise, I would definitely say like my future and my career and what I'm trying to get into.
I like that.
So like currently right now I'm trying to get into cybersecurity.
Okay.
And it's kind of difficult with me kind of not liking school. You have to learn a whole different lot, like how to troubleshoot, network, and all that. But I'm really passionate about it because, for one, I want a good future for myself.
Absolutely.
So I can, provide for myself and my family and my friends and, my future wife, and, just have a nice house and have something going for me.
Okay. And I noticed you said future wife. Is marriage something that you think is in the cards for you down the line?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Okay.
I definitely see myself getting married in the future.
And you know what? That's interesting, because a lot of the youth, from what I see, it's like it's kind of the opposite in a way. I know a lot of the youth, it's more so like a hookup culture.
Yeah.
It's like they just rather, it's like, hey, we can Netflix and chill and just have a good time. So, with the culture the way it is as far as dating, what is it about marriage that makes you say, you know what, even though everybody's going left, I want to go to the right?
Well, I would say that, you know, sometimes I realize that, yeah, it's cool when you just have different females and stuff, and it's like they have multiple different females. Yeah, that's fun at the time, but I feel like, for how long do you really want to do that for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, at what point do you want to actually have that one where you can actually get kind of deep into and explore life together and go to different states, countries, and if you want to, like, you know, build a family. You know what I mean? Because you can have a kid, you know, with one of your girlfriends or something, or somebody on the side, but how is that really going to affect your kid, really?
That's real.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I would want my kid to be in a nice home where they see me and my wife together so we can be there for each other. Not saying it's not possible in two different homes, but I feel like that would be a nice thing for my kid to have.
Wow. I ain't gonna lie, man, that I like the way you took that, the direction with that answer, because it's funny because, you know, with you being where you are in your life, man, you have the mindset of someone who's beyond your years. So that's awesome, man. You're definitely on the right track. And for you to say the things that you say at your age, that's amazing. That's definitely rare in today's society. So, you know, big shout outs to you for that, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
Because the world definitely needs more people like you. It's not enough. I don't think that it's enough people who just not only are a positive influence, but they think ahead, because that's so important. And then especially with you being where you are in your life, it's really the best time to figure out what you want to do long term, and, you know, think 5 steps ahead instead of, you know, 2 or like tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
So my next question I wanted to know is just a little different, but would you rather be liked or respected? Because in today's time, you know, it seems like a lot of people would rather be, I wouldn't say rather be liked, but it seems like people prioritize being liked over other things, because, you know, with social media, people are trying to go viral. It's really about mainly followings and likes and things like that. So, but just to pick your brain, would you rather be liked just overall or respected? Which of the two means more to you?
I would definitely rather be respected than liked, because I feel like somebody cannot like you, but at the same time still respect you. And I feel like respect is just like a different level. Like, okay, like you said with like social media and stuff, I may not like the content that you're doing, but what you're doing and what you're saying, I respect it. Especially for like as men, I feel like it's definitely a different level for men to respect each other other than like each other, because you're not gonna everybody. But at the same time, you can respect what they doing or how they feeling or just in general. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And another question I wanted to ask is, with the way things are now with social media and everything, and you know, we're in the era of the sexual liberation and everything like that. What is it like dating in the OnlyFans era? Because it seems like a lot of these, a lot of women these days are on, you know, OnlyFans, and to me, I've noticed that that's been like a big. It's really split the world, because it's not necessarily something that I know a lot of men would necessarily want to deal with someone who does that. But it seems like it's kind of becoming the norm in a way for most people. So what is it like for you dating in that era? Like, is, you know, Are most of your female friends on OnlyFans? Are you dating? Would you consider dating someone that does OnlyFans? Like, what's your opinion on that?
I kind of feel like it depends on like the type of person you are, cause some people don't mind it personally, cause I personally know some people who do it, but it's like me personally, I don't think I could date somebody doing OnlyFans. Only for kind of going back to the respect thing. Like, yeah, you could be making money off that, but at the same time, if I'm supposed to be with you, how's the respect looking towards me?
Yeah.
If somebody can just pay you $10 to see what's only supposed to be for me, then at that point, why would I want it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like $10, you can see my whole girlfriend online.
Yeah.
But at that point, why not just be with me?
Right. Yeah. I'm with you on that, man. I just, the world is different, and it's like technology. Some things make the world easier and some things make it complicated, but I'm just gonna throw it out there just to see how it sticks. With where you are in your life right now, if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, what are 3 things that you would tell yourself based on all the knowledge you have now overall about life?
One thing I would definitely say is, like, don't be scared to like do something different.
I like that.
Cause if you're doing what everybody else doing, you're gonna be where everybody else at. But if you try to, take the risk or do something that nobody else doing, you don't even know where that could possibly take you in life. Yeah. So I would definitely go back in time and tell myself, don't follow everybody else, because what everybody else doing may not be for me. It may work for them, but that doesn't mean it worked for me. And the second thing I would say to myself is definitely don't try to fit in with everybody group or friends or anything. I had to learn that, it's cool to kind of be by yourself. You don't always have to be around somebody else to make you like feel full or have fun. You can have fun by yourself.
That's so true.
You don't have to be around a whole bunch of people to have fun or feel uncomfortable because the group of people you with don't do what you want to do, but you don't want to look like lame or scary.
Yeah.
What does it matter what other people think of you? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And another thing I would say is definitely like stay dedicated to what you do. For me, that would definitely be for school. I wish I would have stick with sports.
Okay.
Cause especially now, college, they got the NIL deals and stuff.
Yeah.
So, they definitely make money, but I was definitely stay dedicated to my schoolwork, cause then I would have been able to have a scholarship, been able to go to whatever school I wanted to go to, and stay dedicated with school.
And I mean, at the point you are in life, man, you're really in a good place, and with your mindset, you have so much time. Time is on your side. Yeah. And and even though you mentioned your sports and everything, the time is definitely there. But I think it's all about balance, because we have things that we're passionate about, but then also at the same time, especially as men, we have to balance our passion with our responsibilities. So that's interesting, man. I really like that input that you have, and I really appreciate you taking the time to come sit with us, because I'm blown away. I was not expecting the responses that from someone as young as you are, for you to say the things that you said. It's like it's almost like I'm sitting across the table from someone in their 40s or beyond, man. Your mindset is definitely you're on the right track, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing you live your life and do positive things with it, man. And if I just want to take this time to say thank you for coming out, and if there's anything that anything that you wanted to say, any last words, any words of wisdom that you want to share, or just anything that you want to get off your chest before we conclude this episode.
I just wanted to say also thank you for having me too. I really appreciate it. And last thing I'll say before I leave is, just kind of keep God in your life, really.
Oh yeah.
You may still be struggling with him in your life, but at the end of the day, he will have your back.
100%. And I definitely agree on that one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This has been another conclusion to the Gentlemen's Dialogue. So we'll see you on the next one.